Hi everyone, welcome to Perfect Ideas. I hope you had a very interesting Friday. For me, I'm fine. Today we are discussing the rights of employees and laborers and also the employer. So employees are those people who are employed, who work in either in a public institution, private institutions, and homes, anywhere where there is someone who is working. Those are employees, be it in your household, be it in the office, be it in the other institutions, on the streets. As long as they are employed, working and earn a living, those are employees and laborers. Okay, so what are the rights of the employees according to Islamic law? So we have seen people who mistreat their workers, and either those who work in public institution or also private institution, even at home. We have seen people. We have seen homes, people who mistreat their house helps, house boys. So all these people, we are generalizing employers and laborers, whether it's a house girl, a house boy, gardener, working in the office, secretary. All those are employees and laborers. So according to Islam, they have a right. So when I mention Islam and about Islam, and I know there are some Muslims and who thinks that, and or if I mention the rights of employees and laborers, they think I doesn't apply to them. In fact, we have seen, I personally have seen households, Muslim households, who mistreat their house help, house boys, or any other employees, even be it casual or monthly or yearly paid, whatever. So according to Islam, employees and laborers have a rights. So Islam has defined a set of rules on labor and the labor force. The employer, according to Islamic teaching, must establish a just and cordial relationships with the employees and labor force. Okay, so such a relationship must be based on equality, goodwill, and the brotherhood of Islam. Okay, so you should be and do not segregate. Maybe you have employed your relatives and others are not your relatives. Equality, goodwill, and brotherhood. So you understand what I mean? No segregate. If you employ your cousin or your brother and the other person is not your relative, you start giving upper hand to your relatives and you mistreat the others. So you have to be very careful. These people have the right towards you, and according to Islamic law, it is punishable. Any act of mistreatment against the employees. So we have a reference on Hadith here. You understand what I mean? hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your worker and slaves are your brothers, whom Allah has placed under you. Whosoever has one under him, he should feed him of what he eats, clothe him of what he clothes himself, and must not burden them over their ability. But if you do burden them, then help them. Well, this hadith is very clear. We have, and most of the employers burden their employees. Let's focus. Let's look at what happens at household. You give your housemaid. She wakes up at 3 a.m. and she sleeps at midnight. Look at that. And then the following morning 3 a.m. just 1 hour or 2 hours of sleep. We have seen such people, and that is a grave punishment. So do not burden your employees. I give you an example. I had a house girl for the last 6 years. 6 good years. So I don't burden. She comes around, whatever she does, and she does what she's supposed to do, and then by midday, after all, what kind of work? Even if you have a large family, by midday the work is done, or even by 2 p.m. So why are you keeping this? You should go and rest. So if you want to maintain cordial relationship with your employees, house help, secretaries, you don't burden them beyond. There are some employers, even when maybe the secretary or the office mates, they are not feeling well, they are fired, you see. So that is very sad. So according to this hadith, you should not burden. You should feed them, clothe them, eat. Don't cook and liver and then you give them, only potatoes. You eat for yourself the liver. That is very bad. Eat the food that you cook at home, and when they're with you, whatever you eat, if you're eating chicken, let them also eat with you. So do not burden, and some of them, they are underfed, by the way. So that's why there's a lot of conflict in some, especially household, and in casual workers. They are mistreated. At construction sites, people are being, they build a house a whole day with nothing. You pay them little, and you expect them to, once in a while, you also need to help them, chip in, provide them with food. There's a lot of injustice going on everywhere. So, and the reason why you find there's a lot of conflict between the employer and the employees is that the employees are subjected to a lot of hard labor with little payment, So if you find sometimes you find the employees stealing from the employer, that's how corruption starts. If you don't pay your employees on time and also treat them well, they will subject themselves to other forms of, misbehaviors, behavior which is not in line with, the right manners and etiquettes. So do not burden your employees. Feed them, give them food, let them eat well, do the work, clothe them. I know some mothers who are at home, the way they mistreat their house help, it's so sad. Because that's an operation. Operation and is one of the major sins according to Islam. An oppressor. Do not become an oppressor. So if you want to, you can consult me how to treat your employees. If you want to. So there is also, so Islam upholds the honor and the dignity of the workers. And there is a hadith to that support this statement also. The best of income is that which results from honest labor. Okay? So here, and we are not saying it's only the employer who is mistreating the employees. The employees also should work for their honest livings. Sometimes, you know, the employees also, they don't work. They don't uphold their duties well. So that this hadith says the best of income is that which results from honest labor. So if you just sleep and end month you go and withdraw your cash, that is haram. You have not worked for that. Don't come and spoil, cheat us that you are earning and you start driving big cars, whatever. No, you have to work well. Go to your office, do your work, and if you are house help, clean the house well. If you are street, clean. So there is a difference between going for honest income, upholding your duties well, and also not being paid. You know, that's two different things. So did you play your part well first as an employee, as a laborer? If you are given some task, you apply for a job, you are given the job, are you performing? Are you honest with your work? You see? So let's each one of us, either the employer and the employees, to do their work. So Islam requires an employer to declare the wages of the worker before the worker embarks on the required work. So you should agree on the, like if you are employing for 10,000 shilling, at the end of the month, do not start bringing, you know, that's what you have agreed. If you agreed to work for 1 shilling, to collect your 1 shilling, and the employer should also pay the one shilling, whichever amount you have agreed on. So there is a lot of injustices against the employees, especially. Some work honestly, but when it reached the payment times, the employer took off. So that is the highest form of injustices against the employees. Employers, whichever form of employer you are, whether you are government employer, public, private, households, streets, you hear me. You know what you do. We know you, some of you, what you do around. So you have to be very careful. You do not collect the wrath of God because of. So Allah's messenger has assured the rights of the workers and has wages. Now, and his wages is going to receive. So Allah Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has assured the rights of the worker and his wages is going to receive. So there is hadith to this effect. So the hadith reads, I am the adversary of three people on the day of requital, one who gave in my name and then was treacherous, one who enslaved free man and consumed the price, and a man who employs a worker but does not pay him his rightful wages. So this one is very common. How many months and some of the employees go? You hear 6 months, 10 months, especially now during this COVID. The kind of government we have, sometimes it's better you just sleep hungry. You work, you are not paid. The money meant for the workers are being the top employers, some scored, they congregate and plunder everything. So on the day of judgment, I'm telling you, you are in trouble. Those who mistreat the employees, those who don't pay them. Sometimes you agree on this, and then you after they have done the work, you just disappear. You're nowhere to be seen. I'm telling you, you're in shit. You have to be, especially Muslims. Muslims, you need to know your law, your Islamic law, how to treat your employees. You make your employees to work the whole day, and at the end of the day, they sleep hungry. Where do you think all these kind of forms of, and I mean, you will never get blessings even in your income. Your income will not be blessed. Your family, your children, those who mistreat their workers. The signs are with them already. They do suffer in a way. So do not make yourself, do not waste yourself on this earth. In other terms, as a Muslim especially, don't waste yourself. When you employ, give them their dues. Or if you fear you are unjust, do not employ anyone. So that is the hadith. Those three people, you are in trouble. You have to be very careful. So Allah's messenger has instructed the employer to pay the wages of his worker before his sweat dries out. So there is hadith also. You see, if you employ that person works for you, before the sweat dries, immediately you earn, you pay. You pay whatever you get. You need to pay. Before that, before the person has an interest, has lost interest. That's what it means by before the sweat dries out. If you agree to employ on daily basis, especially for those casual workers, like those at the construction site, on roads, on buildings, wherever. So like they work from morning to maybe a certain, like midday, or like sometimes 4 p.m. So if you have agreed before, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pay them. By 4 p.m. you should be there. We have seen some employers, like at the construction site. You talk of like they should stop working by 4 p.m. but you come, but some leave the place without even a coin until the following day, and then your work stall. You see those kind of behaviors. You know yourself, and we have made a lot of observations all over. So if you know yourself, read this, listen, watch this video, and listen to this the hadith I'm reading here. It's not just for fun. If you are in that situation, get out. It's high time you. So before the sweat dry, if they have, before they you know that if they have that, the moment they lose interest, it means you're in trouble. So that is the rights of the employees and the laborers, and we have generalized. So the hadith is there very, and it's very clear. Let's look at the rights of employers. You know, even employers have a right if you are bosses. So Islam equally requires workers to maintain good relations with their employer. Islam requires workers to fulfill their duties, okay, toward the employer to the best of their abilities and talent. Workers must not neglect or harm the employer or his work in any way. And then we have a hadith. The hadith reads, Allah like a worker to be perfect in his work. Some of us, we are very strict when it comes to working, performing their duties. You know, if you understand this Islam, what Islam says about the rights of each one of you, you'll be able to perform your work properly. So you need to respect your employer. You need to respect your employer. You need to perform your work. I'm talking to workers, I mean the employers. Okay, the employers has, I mean the employees. I'm talking to employees. Your employer has a right towards you. You need to respect them. If you are given, we have seen in some areas people struggle to get work, and when they are given, they just want to sleep and you will find we know some people, they only appear during end months. If you know yourself, know that you're in trouble. Those income are haram. It's haram. So you need to do, all of you should play your role. So in order to encourage sincerity in work and to protect one's dignity, Islam made the earning of a laborer the best of all earning if he was sincere in his work. The Prophet ﷺ said, the best earning is what is earned against the labor of the hand with sincerity. You see, your income has been placed above all the incomes if you work with sincerity. So if you know you're not working with sincerity, my friend, you have to get up and be sincere, because the world we are in, there is a lot of insincerity, there's a lot of injustices. You see, people don't speak the truth, especially Muslims. You know, this although it's a general for all employees, whether non-Muslim or Muslim, but generally the concept is driven from the Islamic law. You see, I've quoted Hadith evidences. So Muslims, sometimes and when I walk around, so disgusted the way people, they are so insincere. You can easily read in their mind and even in their eyes how insincere. You can cheat, you can be insincere to someone, but God is watching you, you see, and your deeds are drawn from your heart, your mind. So work sincerely, because you'll be on the day of judgment, you'll account for everything. You work sincerely and enjoy, but in the record, things will be different. Have you ever heard of people on the day of judgment? They are Muslims on this earth who will be presented as kafirs. You see, these are one of example of such are these people who, you go to mosque, you pray, and when you come out, you are at the doorstep. The first thing you think of is how you're going to do something tomorrow, either to your employer or to your, that's insincerity. So you have to be very careful. Listen, watch this video and listen. I've read some hadiths. It should help you. You also go out of your way and learn more. The rights of employers, employees, and also laborers. So each one of you has a right towards the other. So if an employer is unjust, don't expect the employees to treat you well. You see? You have to be clean first yourself, for others to be also trust you and to be just with you. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, keep subscribing, hit the notification bell for more ideas, more perfect ideas, and share your comments, and also read in the description box some of these things, the informations, so that you'll be able to understand better. But ensure you watch keenly. It will help you, and share with your friends also, and like the video, so you keep subscribing. And thank you, and enjoy your moment for now. See you some other times. Bye.